Tarik Hour. As always, it's me, Azreen, along with
Aki.
and we are back for another episode of Teh Tarik Talk between
Yeah.
two Malaysian guys. And
Talking nonsense.
if you look at the video, we are a bit relaxed. This
Chill.
is more chill vibe lah.
Yeah.
Consider, even though the topic is not exactly very chill lah.
No, actually, because next week we got a 1 day holidays, Labor Days, so that's why we come more chill lah. And then maybe some people will take a whole week leave. How I know?
Maybe that someone maybe is sitting on this couch also, right?
Yeah, I might take a 2 day leave. Not the whole week leave actually.
You take a whole week,
Yes.
Good, so nice of you.
Started from Tuesday.
Wow. Any plans, is it?
Got plan, but
you don't want to share lah. It's okay. We understand. Keep your private life private. Akit, keep your secrets. But enough about this. There's always Teh Tarik Hour. We always welcome people to collaborate with us. Just send us over tehtarikhour@gmail.com. If you enjoy our content, share, like, subscribe, all that fun stuff. But let's get into today's topic. Even though we're looking like we're very chill, very relaxed one. It's actually the coincidence talk about the public holiday coming up, which is Labor Day lah.
Labor Day, yeah.
People just see it as another holiday lah, but Labor Day is very important for workers right? It's because without Labor Day and this idea that the workers deserve rest, like the one that you're going to take. Without that movement, we would not have that lah. That's why Labor Day is important. But as it seems right now, right, Malaysia, workers not really doing so well lah, actually. So there's a talk about a protest coming up on Labor Day in Malaysia, spearheaded by PSM, Party Socialist Malaysia, to increase our minimum wage because it's not enough.
The wages issues.
Yes, the wages issue. Are you familiar with our minimum wage or not?
For my understand, the minimum wages in Malaysia is 1,002.
No.
1,002 for the blue collar, is right?
No, it was increased last year. No, increased in 2022 to 1,005. Now, the 1,002 was actually before that, which is from 2020. So until 2022, it was 1,005. 1,002 increased to 1,005. 2022.
Currently, how the minimum wages for blue collar is how many?
Officially, it is 1,005 lah.
1,005.
1,005 for wilayah persekutuan, which is West Malaysia lah, basically. East Malaysia, Sabah Sarawak is slightly lower than that, I believe.
White collar? Any minimums for white collar?
No, it is across the board. Your minimum wage should be 1,005.
1,005.
Across the board.
Before the deductions, the EPF.
Yes, before your deduction, everything, 1,005 is your minimum salary lah. And let's just ask ourselves first lah. 1,005, you think is enough or not?
No, you say after deduction, maybe I get 1,003 or 1,002, right? For the calculations.
I mean, if you choose to, pay for the.
Do you think it's enough?
Do I think it's enough? No, I know it's not enough.
Of course, it's not enough. 1,005. I based on 1,005. We do the calculation for the living in KL. Definitely, it's not enough.
Well, I mean, here's the thing: you don't need to worry about the calculation because Bank Negara already done it for you. The minimum livable wage. It means like how much you need in order to have a decent life in Klang Valley. Is at least 2,200. 2,200. Okay. So our current minimum wage is 1,005, and the livable wage is 2,200. You can see there's a big issue there, right?
1,005 equivalents to USD dollar is just a 300 ringgit, $300, some kind of like. You think in Malaysia? I think because beside of the living costs and then transportation, you think we still can save for the money?
Keep close to the mic.
Like,
So you're saying, like, do you think we have enough to save after all this? let's be realistic lah. In Malaysia, the cost of living has increased significantly over the past few years, especially after we come out of lockdown lah. Now the what all the businesses want to cash back all the money lost. So everything has increased in pricing across the board, and there's inflation as well. So everything has increased, but the only thing that hasn't increased as fast as all this pricing is salary lah. And it's something that businesses always business owners, companies, they are very reluctant to do, because once you increase your salary, it's hard to reduce it. You can't find a reason to do it, no. So to make the simple answer is no. Current salary not enough for you to do anything. Okay. But I mean, that's my personal perspective lah. For you, do you think like we need to increase it significantly after 1005? Because already said we are increasing in 2002 ma, 2022 ma.
For 1005 definitely is not enough living in KL, because for the room, for the I think you are not, what you call that, you are not pay any loan or any car loan or house loan lah. You are for surviving, you rent a room for stay. Examples lah, you rent a room in KL, definitely you need the 700 or 600 ringgit.
If you're lucky lah.
And then for your daily expenses, for eat, your food,
travel,
500 ringgit. There's a
it's already
these
almost
are very
like,
these are foundations. Your basics is gone to the living. Where you got extra money to do other things.
the other thing is you need to work a second job lor, if you want to do like that.
I think more properly, a lot of Malaysians they'll have a second job like a not Uber driver, the Grab driver,
the ride sharing, all this thing, and then or either they do side business or all this thing. But the thing is, right, shouldn't your salary be enough to sustain your living there?
But if let's say Malaysia, we are compared with other country, we compare like Australia, some other country, maybe the people who are living in Australia is quite lucky. They have a shortened working hour, but the money, the currency lah. Actually, the currency is quite strong. If let's say I buy a food, I rent a place, maybe it's not 700-800 ringgit. Maybe it's a lower, maybe a 400 or 300, can get a room.
Right? I mean, it depends on the market of the country lah. Like you say, maybe Australia is like rent and all this is not as expensive, whereas maybe you say someplace like the UK or the US, renting is very hard and very expensive there ma.
Yes.
So, but then again, like we can't really compare also, right? Because like US and UK, yes, they very expensive, but at least they have amenities that's helping them in some way lah. UK have universal healthcare. You don't need to pay for healthcare, but we still need to pay for healthcare. We need to pay for living and then for renting and everything. So if we look at that and we try to figure everything, 1005 as a minimum wage is definitely not enough lah. But I'm trying to put this in the businessman perspective. A lot of small business owners will say 1005 is already too much for me to pay my salary, the salary for my workers. Increase again, we will all die, the businesses. Then the people will have no job. What do you say to these people then? What do you say to the Tauke who say that I cannot afford to pay 1005 already there? You want to increase again? I know. I close shop. How like this?
I think it's a change. If let's say the businessmen who are increase the workers' wages, if let's say I increase to 1005, definitely if let's say with a hawker center or some hawker center, your food is increase the price as well. Your makan, and then your food or maybe your clothes, even the transportation, the driver, they increase the salary, the transportation also increase. Everything affected us also. Maybe now currently we are buy a t-shirt is 20 ringgit or 30 ringgit. Maybe next time we are pay for maybe more than 10 or 20 because the labor cost, right? Because we pay the labor cost. Definitely if let's say for 1,500 until 1,008, maybe some worker also not enough. Because our wages is not catch up the living standard.
Yes, yes, definitely we are not catching up. And then when we do the minimum wage, because like it is put into law lah, like every 2 years, the government needs to evaluate the minimum wage and see whether or not it's comparable. But we never really adjusted it to inflation, to the current cost of living, anything like that. It's just like they try to balance it between increasing and also not too much that the business people will complain of. But that is interesting. You want to go against the businesses to say that, oh, it is we should look at increasing to compare to livable wage, rather than say that, well, maybe you should just do a business or something like that.
I think if let's say for this my ideas lah, why not we are not provide more training centers and give more what you call that, to increase our labels, the values. If let's say for label blue collar, maybe the blue collar, like, okay, we are more have a well-trained label. You can say that it's well-trained label. The cost, maybe the value is higher. The businessman who are hire this person, he can code. Maybe he can he have from graduate from some school and some college. They are able to code, and then they can provide more value to the.
Okay, but that's the thing. I want to go against you in that regards, because there's also a perspective that businesses say that, okay, we or those in favor of businesses they will say like, okay, if we increase your salary, you need to increase your value as a worker, right?
Yep.
And to some extent, people can say like, yeah, that is a reasonable expectation. But the thing is, right, when you put that requirement that in order for you to achieve higher salary, you need to have higher value, it means that people who are working lower value jobs, they will still remain at lower value pay. Okay? That means their salary is not adjusting to current market. Let's say I'm a cleaner. How much more can you improve the value of a cleaner's job? There's a ceiling there, right?
Yes, I also understand.
But okay, just follow me with this. Like, okay, a cleaner has a ceiling, right? How much you can increase? Let's say back in 2010, 1,200 is enough for the cleaner to survive. In 2024, the most maybe you'll get a cleaner increase is 1,500. Do you think that's still enough for the cleaner to survive?
1,500 for the cleaner.
1,500 for the cleaner, but their job is still the same hard job that they have to do. It's not like suddenly if 1,500, but there's lesser building to clean or lesser toilet.
This question also come back to the currencies, because our currency is weak, which means your currency is weak, which is your purchasing power is weak also. It's some kind of like today 1,500 for like old days, my parents' old days, 1,500, the salary in 1,500 lah. I can pay my house loan maybe is less 50,000, 50,000 for the housing loan or something. But today's you at least a 500,000 or 400,000, then you pay, but your salary is still there 1,500 for the workers, cleaners, right?
So I mean, like, again, I'm trying to understand your point there. Is it like, is the currency our main tackling point, or should we focus more on increasing the wages first?
If let's say for our government, this is my idea also. They should put the more effort to the currency issues. If let's say our currency stronger, even the people here, of course lah, they will work in the same time also lah. But the minimum wages is maybe 1,200 or 1,500, that kind of level. But my note, my ringgit's got the value compared with maybe like those 5 years back. We got the purchase power. Then we are maybe we buy one examples lah. We buy one roti, it's been 2 ringgit 50 cents per pack. Maybe we can lesser 2 ringgit or.
Do you think that will ever happen though? Do you think businesses, if they see the let's say our currency improve, okay, over a period of time, do you think companies will actually say, oh, let me reduce the prices lor.
This we have to work in both way lah, two way. One way we have stronger our currency.
Okay.
The other way lah, we have to have a minimum wages to evaluate
The level.
the level. So if let's say for 1,000, maybe currently is 1,002, we are increased to 2,000 and stronger currency, which means we help the people move way.
Of course, the perfect situation is both is in tandem lah. I see where you're coming here. We say like, oh yes, the currency need to be strong so that our purchasing power to be strong as well. But at the same time, we need to at least keep up with the wages there lah. So you're not against minimum wage increasing, but at the same time, you're saying, oh, government should try to do their best to improve our currency there lah. But the situation is right now, we can only choose one or the other lah. Or rather, there's only one that we can do lah, because the other one is the government performance not really leading that way lah. Let's be real. Because I don't know about you lah, but for me, I see our current government, I don't see us improving our currency that soon lah.
But I think the priority, we have set the minimum wages in the priorities lah, the guideline for the people who are really currently suffer first.
Okay.
This is the priority.
So okay,
issue
let's
go
look
to.
at that issue then. Like, in your personal opinion, how much would be enough for a minimum wage increase?
How much? I really don't have any idea. But for me, like this figure.
Yeah, your personal figure, your
personal
opinion.
figures. Maybe is 2,000. The minimum wages for nowadays 2,000 or 1,008. This is the cap. Maybe it's the wages for people who are leaving. This is I stand on the people who are the blue collar are earning peanuts, are earning very little. Those kind of people, then I voice out. But for if let's say with the other perspective view, like the business owner, they are thinking, wow, 1,008 or 2,000 to hire one labor cost really expensive, and someone that pay the EPF. We have the both way to think lah. But the of course the living in Malaysia definitely 1,008 and 2,000 also is not enough, bro.
I mean, okay. There is the perspective of the businesses that you say lah. Like, oh, 2,000 very expensive for a worker lah. Maybe I'll just hire a foreign worker who won't complain much, right?
This is the thing. The other issue also, Malaysia got a lot those are illegal workers.
But here's the thing: the illegal workers is based off the fact that the bosses or businesses don't want to follow and accept the standard of paying higher minimum wage law. But the thing is, right, a lot of the business that look that way, I feel like it's very short-sighted, ma. For how long you can afford to hire a foreign worker? At some point, DBKL or what will come and take you all away. So how you want to find another one? Is it like that?
Serious, what I know from some of my friends lah, they are told me lah, they hire the for illegal workers especially those construction site after they work on the job, the project is done, they call the police and catch them all.
Okay, look, you hear that process, right? And then you think to yourself, should you be kind to this business owner, man? Shouldn't you be punishing them for doing this kind of nonsense?
Actually, it's a linkage. If let's say government got this kind of we try to like government help the SME or the businessman, this group of people, and have the regulation for this group of people to hire local people to work. Then local people who are work with this company, maybe the businessman get the free tax lah, or got some benefit for this kind of business SME. So people are willing to hire the local people who are work. It's actually a language ma. How come the businessman don't want to hire local people? Or maybe I hire local people, same what? I hire with the foreigner, the Bangla, also same. I only want to make money. But if let's say government maybe give some benefit for the construction.
But that's the thing. How much more benefit do you think they have already? let's just take a recent taxes lah.
Mm-mm.
Okay, I'm a poor person, you're a rich person. Okay.
I'm poor also.
No. In this situation, you are rich. You are tauke ma. Not tauke ah. Okay. Let's just say the recent taxes. Recently, they give you the low value goods tax, right? Got increased, right? So me, I usually buy low value goods cause I'm poor ma, right? I buy like from Shopee 10 ringgit, 15 ringgit. Now there's taxes for me, right? The high value goods tax, right, is not implemented yet. So you don't have to pay tax for buying Gucci or Prada all this.
Okay, I
So
understood.
you see, there's some benefits there that's different, you know.
No,
That's just
yeah, I understood. But that one, seriously, the government, they are also a thing in very smart way. The Gucci or the LV, I know the rich person will go to buy it. Yeah, that one is not the needs. Actually, I'm not. If let's say you are rich also lah, you are a rich person also lah. Not every day I buy a Gucci, but every day I makan. You got my
yeah. But the thing is, right, you have to understand, like, if I'm a rich person, right, I have all this money. Let's say I have a business, and there are a lot of taxes I need to pay as a businessman, right? As a businessman, I don't want to lose all my money, right? So I need to put my money somewhere else to not get taxed. What would I do? I put my money into other
Understood.
items, like Gucci, Lamborghini, a house. You get all this tax break, and then I keep my wealth still, but without needing to pay taxes as a businessman. There are ways that rich people will use to avoid getting penalized for being rich, you know.
No, I know this one is we call it premium good tax, is it some kind like. But come back to our questions lah. It's kind of like, if let's say, okay, actually I want to give you one example. I show you one examples lah. It's one examples like this is applying in Singapore.
Okay.
This is applying in Singapore. If one company, we have, if let's say for you hire 3 persons equivalent, you want to hire four workers lah, 4 employee lah.
Okay.
You want 3 Singaporeans and 1 foreigners.
Mm-hmm.
This is kind of puratas. We call it puratas.
The percentage?
Percentage lah. So implement in Malaysia company, you 3 Malaysian, you hire 1 foreign workers, legal way. This is called legal ways. So we help out some Malaysians who are, they don't have a jobless or whatever lah. So they increase the job opportunity for the people. And then this is the thing we have, what you call it, we minimize the poorest lah.
Reduce the poverty level, all this like poor people working there lah.
Yep.
I mean that's always a initiative to say, like, you know, hiring requires certain requirement lah. Like if you're opening a business, certain number of Malaysian needs to be hired before you hire a foreigner and whatnot.
Yep. Some more Malaysian here is so a lot of I think Malaysia here a lot of the people and don't have a job. You agree? Don't have a job here, but we are still import the foreign workers come over to work. Why not we are hire the local people who are work first? We are prefer the local people first.
Because the thing is, right, as we mentioned, it's about how much you're willing to pay for the local workers lah. Because like if you were foreign, you're able to undercut ma.
The thing is, the government should do something like that. The foreign worker, they are stopped to hiring or import the foreign worker first. You have
okay,
to
but
do
there's the 2 lines there, you know. There's like the actual foreigners who are coming here, who maybe are refugees or something like that, and they still need to survive. What?
Refugees cannot do a work. What? I know. Why should we, a company, we import the refugee to come to Malaysia?
No, it's not like we import. You don't import refugee, bro. Let's say refugee like Myanmar, they run away from the country and they are here stuck here.
Send them back. Yeah.
Okay, there's probably a reason why they run away from the country first, bro. Okay, so there are cases you need to look at. Refugees who are running away from their country. Okay, there might be cases that we need to look into. and allowing them to work as Malaysians here lah. Rather is the fact that it's all this like workers that are illegally brought in order to work in these 3D jobs dirty jobs or the disgusting jobs that people Malaysian don't like and usually it's there where a lot of illegal foreign workers are brought in lah. That is, I feel, the market that needs to be monitored lah. But to completely say no foreign workers at all, I think it's a wrong message, because we Malaysia are compromised of, we are made of a lot of foreigners ma. We are a lot of immigrants also ma.
Yeah, the foreigners become the.
Let's be real. Me, you, Indian, all of us were immigrants at some point lah. The only real land people here were like maybe the Tabahan, Borneo, orang asli there lor. So my thing is, I don't want to say, completely cut off all the immigrants. No more immigrants. That's not the answer ma. The answer is always look at the businesses, and then how do we regulate them to ensure that people are paid properly.
My point actually is to come to like this. My point actually is, if let's say our people, the Malaysians go first ma. The priority is to go for Malaysian first ma. Malaysian is not enough rice ball. We are still still a lot of the foreigner come to rampas our rice ball.
Okay, this is already like America style already, you know. You want to say, but that's the thing. It's not they come here to rampas our work. It's the businesses who bring them here and say to them.
So the government should have some restrictions to stop.
So, I don't want you, because the thing is, right, when you talk like that, right, it sounds like all these immigrants are very cerdik, very smart. They want to treat us local by undercutting us and then taking advantage of our jobs like that. It's not like that, bro. It's not like they come here happy like that, bro.
No.
A lot of times they are like forced into this kind of work. And some cases, of course, like there are times when they were brought in, treated like shit, and then not even get paid like that. There were many cases of construction workers, like you said. They do their job, and then suddenly the boss. It's not like they come here to happy steal a job.
So how come the businessmen got the way to hire this kind of? I mean, hire the foreigner hire the illegal foreigners. I think maybe next other episode we are want to like actually foreigners, the Myanmar people is very difficult to living in Malaysia also, right? Serious, they have a very difficult life. But
not say they're gonna have like the best of life lah.
But the people, the businessmen or the construction site, the people is still ask the people who come for work. Some more they are not asked for the locker, Not even they have some Myanmar people, maybe they have got IC, they have got birth cert.
So that's the thing. Where does the blame fall? Are you looking at the immigrants or are you looking at the businessmen? Because for me personally, I purely put it on the businessmen, because sometimes all these foreign workers, they come in, it's not because like, they are very gung-ho about stealing jobs from Malaysian. It's about they have no choice.
No, I put the blame on the regulation. If let's say, like, you think if let's say the regulation is strong enough, you think the businessmen is easily to get the people to come into Malaysia work?
When you say regulation, are you just saying it's government fault, is it?
The government that implement the regulations?
I mean, to some extent, there is the need for better regulation is required lah. Of course, always we need to look at how our regulation is implemented and enforced lah.
Because we try to dig it more deep. Actually, it's not just the businessman fault. If let's say the immigration side, they corroborate with the businessman.
If you're talking about the web of all the people, of course you can go to that level. But I firmly believe to the fact that it all starts with the businessman wants to more profit. At the end, that's it.
Then the profit is divided to, no?
Well, I'm not making any claim. We are not making any claim here. But again, I still want to stress that when it comes to foreign workers and immigrants, it's not, you can't simply say like, we should cut off immigrants like that. it's not like that simple of an answer for immigrants. It is a simple solution, I believe, inside of businesses and, as you say, regulation there, lah. But that's a far off from our minimum wage topic, lah. Let's just conclude on our minimum wage in terms of for Malaysian, right? I personally believe that we should have at least 2,200 for minimum wage, because that's on par with livable wage
the
in
living
Malaysia,
standard
lah.
lah.
Now, if you're a businessman and you say to yourself, well, I can't afford that, that's too expensive, then I need to say to and ask all these businessmen, if you cannot afford to pay people like that, how can you afford to stay as a business? Because your business doesn't exist without workers. If you cannot pay your workers, you shouldn't be a business. That's my opinion, lah. How you feel?
You see, nowadays in Malaysia, you're doing a business and working as a businessman. It's not easy at all. You think because the competitions it's like not like the old days so easy for do a business. You have a lot of competitor, you know.
The thing is, right, I want you to consider this, okay? If you're a business owner who works every day, who cares about his workers and all this, like, then yes, I can see where your feelings is coming from. But if you're a business owner, drive a Benz, you own a five figure, you pay 5 figure for rent and all this, how can I relate to you? How can I relate to a business owner who say I can't pay my workers while driving a Mercedes?
Okay.
Do you think business owners will settle?
Actually, this is like, okay, we not say we put it all the businessmen in the one roof lah. I
Of course,
say,
I can understand.
because like you think some of the big fish, the big businessmen like those tycoon, they only can hire the foreign workers. Like the small SME, minor SME, I don't think they can hire the foreigner. I mean, to work with them.
I mean,
you know, it's some kind of like, oh, I got the money, I can do a lot of things. This kind of thing, the concept is like, oh, I got money, I can do something. Is like this is not the legal way, but I got money, I can do side way. But for some people like SME, I want to hire. If let's say I just want to start a new business, a small SME. If let's say for us lah, maybe we start our business with 2 person. You hire one designer. At least how the minimum wages is there. Wow, it's very difficult for us for the small little SME, the SME company to grow. This is also stop the small SME company. But for the big company, they have the lobang, they can skip the regulation to do something. This is the way.
okay, but I feel like you're putting too much benefit towards the small business owner, because look, if you are a business owner who really cares about the workers, you look at 2,200 and you see in good nature lah, you say to yourself, I know workers earning below 2,200 will have a hard time surviving. Then you as a boss will say to yourself, okay, if I want to hire someone and it costs me 2,200, what can I cut from myself in order to ensure that worker is paid first? I don't think, like, if you're a good boss lah, you would consider all your options in order to hire someone. If you immediately say to yourself, cannot pay one lah, I need to pay below minimum wage one, because that's the only way I survive, then you only think about yourself. You are not me lah. You are not a boss who's really good lor, because you yourself come first before your workers. Because to me, right, at the end of the day, if a company goes down, the worst thing that happens to a boss is he needs to find a job, right? The worst thing that happens to a worker is they might not survive the next month because they don't have enough. Because you already hire them below minimum wage. They don't have saving, they don't have anything. You as a boss, I'm sure you have your savings, you have your investments, you have your housing or something. A boss loses their company, they can find a job. They also have the experience there lor.
I'm not saying against you lah. It's because because we as a workers, maybe we are trying to speak up. Yeah, we are want to get our right to get the minimum wages or some things. But for businessmen or for the SME, especially now is very hard time for those little SME peoples lah. I mean, I am considered as the SME, the small companies. I'm not saying the big
But
companies.
I try to see your point here lah, because like those small businesses, right? How much?
I'm not saying I'm not going to pay the minimum wages for the workers. If let's say I'm the boss lah, of course we have to. We actually, if let's say for you right, I also will be. I follow the instruction of the government. Oh, the government says 2002 is a minimum wages for one workers. Of course, I follow the regulations. I'm not doing because 2002 is too many lah. Maybe 1008 lah. I see how first lah. This guy maybe a very stingy bosses lah, or maybe is a very selfish boss lah. If let's say for 2200, of course I follow the regulations. See the government do something, they have the regulation. We have, as a rakyat, as a citizen, we have follow the regulations 2002. But of course, if let's say the perform of the workers they are better, then we get the better pay. That's why the other story lor. But for yeah, is I can say is now the small SME people, the SME is very difficult for them.
But that's the thing, right? When you say like, oh, for a small company lah, let's say the company is less than 5 people lah. This kind of small company, you say it will put a lot of burden on them to suddenly jump to, let's say 2,200 from 1,005 lah. But the thing is, right, government makes a lot of concession for all these small businesses already. Like the new minimum wage order, the 1,005, right? Yes, you need to increase to 1,005 to the minimum wage. But if you are below 5, a company of below 5, you have a leeway before you have to change to that. So government actually, if you say, oh, you worry about the small businesses, government already talk about it. So there are this loophole for small businesses lah.
Actually, this is a government job. If let's say the companies who are maybe is a billion companies lah. So they are only pay the wages, maybe lower the wages for they have have the guideline for you depend on the company is how many money they make, how many profit they make, they have to pay to the what you call that the workers. So this equivalence lah. If let's say the company is not making money, then I have to pay a lot of money. At least we are pay the standard, the minimum standard, we call it the guideline lah, to the workers. Then okay. But if let's say for some company is we have the guideline or the minimum for the people, but if let's say for some company is making a lot of profit, but they still pay the minimum for the workers, right? Maybe this is that you have to like, oh, this company make a lot of money, they have to go to the workers. This is what I'm thinking lah.
I mean, that of course there's always be that lah, but when that happens, I do believe like that is a shitty company lor. If you were to do that, if I was a company of like 5 people, right, and we make 1 million per year or per month there lor, okay, we make 1 million ringgit per month, but I still pay my workers just the minimum wage. I'm a piece of shit lor. Who would want to work with me lor? Like if I was a worker there, I also resign already, you know. So that's why I think like this sort of issue will resolve itself lah. If you are a boss and you take advantage of your workers that way, your workers will cabut already, you know. So personally for me, it's like increasing the minimum wage is a good way to at least monitor and control companies and to ensure that workers are getting paid fairly, at least to the amount that's livable in places like KL and Klang Valley lor. So yes, for me, I do believe the minimum wage needs to be increased significantly lah. Maybe for you say like it's around 1,008, 2,000, but even then you're like, see how the businesses.
No, I'm not saying 1,008 or 2,000. This is the decision. I'm not the who want the. I don't know how to evaluate. To do
understand.
This one, the job, I leave it to the government. Yes,
well,
the government,
sometimes government not really that good. That's why.
So maybe we can have this, or we call it. Maybe we can have the society they we decide the minimum wages for Malaysians, then we are proposed to the government and say, oh, this is a 2,200.
Well, if you want to know more, actually, you can just look into Bank Negara's survey on livable wage in areas, and I feel like that is a decent indicator of what should be the minimum wage.
Maybe we can take a reference from our neighbors and Thailand, and then see other countries.
Well, if you want to see other countries, Singapore is offering 5,000 ringgit for roti canai maker. Okay, so how do you compare that? 5,000 ringgit for making roti canai, oh?
No, because 5,000 actually is not. If let's say you you live in Malaysia, yeah, 5,000 is quite a lot, right?
Okay.
But if let's say 5,000 ringgit, you living in Singapore, I don't think it's a lot. It's a minimum wages.
Yeah, but like, aren't their minimum wages in line with their livable wages, basically? Like, I of course lah, you don't expect the roti canai maker to buy Prada or LV bag, but at least they'll be able to survive.
If you're living in Singapore, you're earning $2,000 per month. 5,000 equivalent, how many? 5,000, 2,000?
About
1,000, 6,000, 8. Okay lah. Got the, what you call it, the provide the livings, right? I saw the commendation.
You want to fly,
and food. I think 5,000 enough for survive, what?
Right. Enough to even live somewhat comfortably, because combination there. But public transport is very easy. Food, you can, of course, adjust as accordingly. At the end of the day, cut, ding dong, you still have a decent amount to survive and live. Do you think that's the equivalent? You think 5,000, what kind of level of worker will get 5,000 in Malaysia?
No, I think it's because the Singapore currency is higher than Malaysia. A lot of us, like Malaysian, they go there for work and then come back to Malaysia for spending.
But I mean, we can't just always put it currency fault,
Currency,
we also need to look at how businesses also do their job also, what?
But if let's say you've earned $2,000 in Singapore, yeah, definitely you can survive. Definitely, but if let's say you earn $2,000 definitely compared with 2,000 ringgit, a lot better lah. You buy a food cheaper, only the cost you is a living.
I mean, that's a different situation altogether, because 2,000 Sing dollar, 2,000 Malaysian ringgit are two different world already. Okay, so if you can't really compare in terms of like currency that way lah. We just need to look at our country and say to ourselves, are we paying enough to ensure that people survive? That's the thing. And right now it's not. That's the fact. So
yeah.
What do you guys think? Should we increase the minimum wage even more at this point? I personally think so, but we will see. Who knows? Maybe the protest will end up.
No, we still got time, right? I think if let's say for government who are subsidized the what you call that, subsidize our blue collar people.
Yeah, but we are removing subsidy, bro. The petrol want to remove subsidy or more, because they say it's a good thing to remove subsidy. We remove subsidy, we give more taxes to working people. Or what else?
You subsidize to the people the minimum wages lah. If let's say you cut off the petrol, then maybe you go for the wages. This is the idea.
Hopefully that's the case, since we need to pay more. Hopefully salary will increase lah. That's the end game there lah, in order to make sure everything is balanced. Otherwise, price go up, salary stay low, people can't survive. That's just simple math already lah. Simple facts lah. For me lah, I believe that way. Maybe you don't think that way. All you people watching YouTube land, maybe you don't believe that way.
Maybe watch the video is a rich people.
Wow, so we got so many rich people now. In any case, if you enjoy what we've done here, as always, share, like, subscribe, comment, all that fun stuff. And as always, if you want to reach out to us, tehtarikhour@gmail.com. And until then, we'll see you guys on the next episode.